Hi, I'm Bob Holcomb from Apex Automotive in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. Today we're going to talk about rusted brake rotors and bad wheel bearings. Before we look at the rotor or the bearing, let's take the wheel off. Now that we've exposed our brake rotor, the bearing is right underneath. Sometimes the brake rotor will sound like a bad wheel bearing, especially if it has a considerable lip of rust or corrosion built up on the outside of the rotor. As you can see, this one does. And you can actually see shiny portions of the rust. This is where the rusted outside of the rotor has become in contact with the brake pad, and it'll cause this brake system to sound like a bad wheel bearing. This is the face of the rotor. This is the corrosion of the rust on both sides. See where the rust is shinier? That's where the brake pad has been coming in contact with the rust and can cause a wheel bearing noise. So if I was driving this car and I heard a bearing noise, I'm going to look closely at this brake rotor and suspect that possibly the brake system is causing this bearing noise. What I'll have to do first is either eliminate the rust with a wheel or die grinder, or replace the brake rotor and see if my noise goes away. I can also test the brake wheel bearing here in the shop by running the car on the lift and the wheel spinning, and I can listen to the bearing with a stethoscope. I shouldn't be able to hear the bearing making any noise. It should be nice and smooth. If I hear a crunching or a groaning noise through the stethoscope, I'm going to suspect that my bearing is bad. Although, with the rotor in this condition, I still may get residual noise through the stethoscope from this brake rotor. So I'm going to have to take care of this problem first. I'm going to check the wheel bearing to see if it's loose. I'll grab hold of the top and bottom of the rotor, and I can see that the bearing is secure. It's not loose. So there again, I still suspect this bearing noise or brake noise to be coming from this portion of the brake rotor. So this is how we check for rusted brake rotors or bad wheel bearings. I'm Bob Holcomb from Apex Automotive in Great Barrington, Massachusetts.